Have you ever gone through your spare change and wondered if there could be a hidden treasure waiting for you? Well, today I have something incredibly exciting to share with you, a coin that could be worth an astonishing $867,000. Yes, you heard that right. It's the 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny, but with one important detail: it has no mint mark. Now, before you rush off to search through your coin collection, let's take a closer look at why this penny is so valuable and how you can identify it. Stay with me, because by the end of this video you might just discover that you have a small fortune sitting in your pocket. The Lincoln Wheat penny, first introduced in 1909, has been a staple of American currency for over a century. It was designed by Victor David Brenner and originally featured an image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with 2 ears of wheat on the reverse, symbolizing the nation's agricultural roots. The wheat penny was produced for nearly 50 years, from 1909 until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. Now, the 1958 version of the coin is quite common when it comes to most pennies. However, the rare variety we're talking about, the one without a mint mark, stands out among the rest. Mint marks, which indicate where a coin was made, were usually located beneath the year of the coin's issue. Most pennies from 1958 carry either the D mint mark for the Denver Mint or the S mint mark for the San Francisco Mint. But the 1958 Lincoln penny without any mint mark at all was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and here's where the mystery lies. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I found this rare penny? Well, let's go over the key details you'll need to look for. First, check the date on the coin. The 1958 date is critical. Next, turn the penny over and look for the lack of a mint mark beneath the year. The absence of a mint mark is what sets this coin apart from others produced the year. In terms of size and weight, the 1958 Lincoln penny is standard. It weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. The material is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which gives it that familiar reddish-brown color. Once you've confirmed the year and the absence of a mint mark, you'll need to examine the overall condition of the coin. The higher the quality, the more valuable the penny will be. Coins that are worn or heavily circulated won't fetch as much as those in pristine, uncirculated condition. You may be asking yourself, why is a simple 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny worth so much? To understand its value, we need to go back to a key factor: rarity. While many coins were produced in 1958, only a small number of the Lincoln Wheat pennies were minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark. In fact, this particular error, where the mint mark was left off, wasn't discovered until much later, making the coin even more sought after among collectors. Coins like these are valued not just for their age, but for their rarity and the historical circumstances behind their production. The 1958 no mint mark penny is considered an anomaly in the coin world, and that rarity boosts its value considerably. The market value of a 1958 no mint mark penny can vary greatly depending on its condition. Let's break it down. Worn or circulated coins. If you happen to find a 1958 penny that has been heavily circulated, it's likely to be worth around $10 to $50. Though this is still valuable compared to a regular penny, it's not anywhere near the top value. Uncirculated coins. If the coin is in great condition with no signs of wear and tear, it could be worth between $100 and $500. This price reflects its better preservation and higher desirability among collectors. Certified coins. The real jackpot comes when the coin is certified by a professional grading service. A coin in perfect condition, graded as MS 65 or higher, can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of the most well-preserved 1958 no mint mark pennies have sold for upwards of $867,000 at auctions. You might be wondering if anyone has actually gotten rich off finding one of these coins. The answer is yes. At major coin auctions, 1958 Lincoln Wheat pennies without a mint mark have commanded astronomical prices. For example, one auction saw a pristine specimen of this coin, graded MS 67, fetch nearly $867,000. That's right, someone found a penny that had been sitting in their pocket for decades and walked away with nearly $1 million. This story isn't unique. There are numerous reports of these rare pennies being sold for amounts that most of us only dream about. It's the dream of every coin collector to find a hidden gem like this, and for some lucky individuals, it's turned into a life-changing experience. So, what does this mean for you? If you've got a collection of coins lying around, or if you're simply curious, now might be the time to take a closer look. Check your spare change, go through your old pennies, and look for that 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark. If you find one in good condition, you might just have a small fortune on your hands. Remember, even though the chances of finding one of these rare coins are slim, it's always worth checking. And who knows? You could be one of the lucky ones. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more tips on coin collecting, rare pennies, and valuable coins. Stay tuned for more videos where we dive into the fascinating world of numismatics. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check your change. Hello and welcome to today's video. What if I told you that you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it? That old penny sitting in your coin jar could potentially be worth a staggering $867,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. Today, we're going to talk about a rare coin that has shocked collectors and numismatists alike, the 1959 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. Stick around to learn all about why this coin is so valuable, how you can identify it, and what you need to do if you find one. Let's dive in. To understand why this particular coin is so valuable, let's take a step back in time. The Lincoln penny, also known as the 1-cent coin, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, the obverse side of the coin features a portrait of Lincoln, and the reverse side originally showed 2 wheat stalks, which is why this version of the coin is called the wheat penny. In 1959, the U.S. Mint made a change to the design of the penny. Instead of the wheat stalks, the reverse now depicted the Lincoln Memorial in honor of Lincoln's legacy. This design remained in circulation until 2008, but what's especially interesting about the 1959 coin is that it was one of the first years of the new design. Now, most 1959 pennies you'll come across will have a mint mark, which is a small letter found near the bottom of the coin's reverse side. This mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. Coins minted in Philadelphia, for example, typically do not have a mint mark. But here's where things get interesting. In 1959, there was a unique and extremely rare error. A batch of pennies was struck without any mint mark at all. These coins were produced in Philadelphia but still somehow lack the distinguishing mark that usually tells collectors where the coin came from. This minting error, combined with the coin's age, makes this penny exceptionally valuable. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 1959 pennies in your collection? First, you'll need to look at the reverse side of the coin. Check near the bottom for any mint mark, which should be a letter like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. If there's no mint mark at all, that's your first clue that you might have a rare coin. Next, examine the details on the coin. You'll want to ensure that the date clearly reads 1959 and that the Lincoln Memorial design is visible. Keep in mind that this coin is a 1-cent piece, so its size is about 19 millimeters in diameter and it weighs approximately 2.5 grams. It should be made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. If your coin matches these characteristics and is missing the mint mark, then you've got something truly special. So, why is this 1959 penny without a mint mark so rare and valuable? The rarity comes from the error in the minting process. Since the coin was struck in Philadelphia and intended to have no mint mark, this was an unusual mistake that wasn't meant to happen. For most other years and coins, a mint mark would be present, signifying the city where the coin was struck. The lack of this mark on a coin that was meant to have it makes it stand out in the world of numismatics. The coin's value also increases because it's an example of a historical error. Collectors are often willing to pay significant amounts for coins with historical or production errors because they represent a unique piece of history. The rarity and the error factor combined to make the 1959 Lincoln penny without a mint mark one of the most sought-after coins in the market today. Now, let's talk about the market value of this coin. The value of a 1959 Lincoln penny without a mint mark can vary depending on its condition. Coins in uncirculated or mint condition, meaning they show little to no signs of wear, can fetch significantly higher prices. In fact, in 2020, one such penny sold for over $867,000 at auction. That's a life-changing amount of money for a coin that's just 1 cent in face value. For coins that are worn or circulated, meaning they've been used in everyday transactions, the value will be much lower. However, even in less than perfect condition, the 1959 no mint mark penny can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on how much wear it has experienced. Certified coins, meaning those that have been graded by professionals, tend to fetch higher prices as well. Let's take a look at some real examples of how much these coins have sold for. In 2018, a well-preserved 1959 Lincoln penny without a mint mark sold for around $100,000 at a major auction house. As I mentioned earlier, a coin that was in pristine condition fetched an incredible $867,000 in a more recent auction. These kinds of sales demonstrate just how much collectors are willing to pay for a rare and error-filled coin. So, could you be sitting on a small fortune? If you find a 1959 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. Of course, not every 1959 penny is going to be worth a small fortune, but checking your spare change and keeping an eye out for rare coins could turn out to be a lucrative hobby. Before you go, remember to check your old coins carefully, whether they're in a jar, tucked away in a drawer, or stored in an old piggy bank. A simple mistake in minting, like this 1959 penny, could make you a lot richer than you ever expected. If you're interested in learning more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to this channel for future videos. We'll be covering everything from how to spot rare coins to other mistakes and valuable pieces that could be hiding right under your nose. Thanks for watching, and good luck hunting for your next treasure. Don't forget to check your change and keep an eye out for rare pennies like the 1959 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knows? You might just be the next lucky collector to cash in on one of these valuable coins. Be sure to subscribe for more great tips on coin collecting and rare finds.